This is a 9 versus 9. Palantir's taking in a Warhammer E. Mr. Gray's taking a Rifleman D. Mox is taking an Novacat Prime. G. Paul's taking an Osiris A. Zoidberg's taking a Catapult A. Milos is taking Chevalier Prime. Starchild's taking an Epona B. Vivisector's taking a Donar Delta. And Himit is taking a Solitaire A. For the attackers, Papscan is taking a Madcat MK2 Prime, Bob Puma C, Django Shadowcat A, Viper Madcat Prime, GN King Hollander A, Killdozer Chevy Prime, Burner Shadowcat Gamma, Rask Uller B, and Silvercraft Osiris A. And this is TCL Ashana, a just wonderfully beautiful map, gigantic, lots and lots and lots of room to move. Teams are able to take one flying asset outside per team, but they may not. Visigoths and Shivas were banned, so we can see that the defenders decided to take a Donar, which will help them track the enemy. This is a huge map, but I'm going to try my best to find them. This is the first map of the Sarna Supremacy, which representing the attackers, trying to double its planet load by taking back their homeworld Sarna from the Compelled Partisans, I believe. Just get a sense for the scale of this map, how big it is. Finally, there we go. Looks like they're gonna get some distance. You can see they're focusing on the Donar. Donars appears to have PPCs, I believe. Like he's just outside of Bob's machine gun range. So both teams should know. The defenders should know where the attackers are now. It'll just be a matter of closing that large distance. There's options if they can get to it. Some neutral bases that they could go into for cover. Probably at least a kilometer out, though, from here. I really don't have any anti-air weapons in this list that I can see. Of course, it is the Donar is not a carrying asset, so they could go after the ground assets if they knew where they were. But the issue with that is that the Donar only weighs 25 tons. Certainly hits above its weight, but rather surprised they don't have the Chevy hightailing it out of there to try and locate the enemy team. You can see Rask's back is out, I believe. Yep. So he won't be able to travel very fast. Let's see, half the speed of Uller. I mean, that'll still move you, but these trees, they're trying to get in to provide some cover. If it weren't for the radar, you could try to hide in the water, submerge yourself, but unlike a lot of the VTOLs, this has a pretty a good energy loadout, so that PPC is gonna keep him in the battle for a long time. Unlike, say, something like the Donar A, which would run out of. Medium lasers as well. This is a rather underplayed map. A lot of the players are not going to be overly familiar with it, so they might not know quite what's available, but you certainly would be looking to try and find some overhead cover against the, or at least a cutoff point for the Donar. Looks like that. See, it's not necessarily easy for that Donar to find them in the trees. So this does provide some cover, although you're still going to be able to get your weapons in. He's still going to be able to hit them from time to time. I always thought this kind of had a movie feel to it with all these trees in here. It's a Mad Cat Prime. If they could get that into position far enough away, those LRMs and those lasers could be pretty decent weapons. I believe that's the Prime. Yes, it is. 2 LRM 10 racks on there. Might not be able to destroy it, but it certainly would be able to keep it busy. Alright, well, it looks like they're going to cautiously exit the tree area here. They were hoping they could get on top of that mountain. They're staying together, but they're split up a bit. They're a pretty long line. Looks like they're trying to head towards one of the bases, or one of the encampments. At least the part of the group we've been watching, it looks like that they've been able to shake the Donar for now. Or at least it's choosing not to attack that part of the group. Django up here trying to see if they can find the enemy or find a good place to get cover from the Donar and be able to engage the enemy. I'm a bit surprised they don't have oh, you need jump jets to get up here, that's why. Get the Mad Cat up here with those LRM racks, you might be able to keep the Donar busy. Ah, there's the Donar. They're trying to get some crossfire on it, I believe. You need to be careful not to utilize too many of your primary weapons. Looks like they have pretty good cover down there. If they can make it to that base out there, they'll be stuck, but they'll at least be able to really either of these bases. But as you can see, they're pretty far out. We're a couple 100 meters off the ground right now. I wonder if they maybe send out their Chevy in front of the group a bit. See, the camouflage mixes in well. You're probably relying, if you're in the Donar, Vivisector's probably relying on radar right now. I'm not entirely sure what radar package that has, but unless it has BAP or BHP, it might be actually hard to find some of these mechs. Looks like they've maybe discovered one of the bases. Yeah, it's flying pretty high up there. Gonna be outside of his PPC range. That's a very large map, but I'm still surprised that some of the faster assets, they haven't, some of the ground units haven't started moving in to attack yet. Looks like they decided to set some of their units up in the hill. Got pretty good vertical there. 600 meter range. If the Donar came within range of that, I would be able to do some damage. It only has 25. It's only a 25 ton asset, so I mean, you certainly, if you can hit it after a while. Right now, they're just trying to defray it a little bit. Keep it out at range, I think. it's easy to get dialed in and focusing on trying to take out a VTOL or a flying asset in these organized games, but sometimes you need to realize that if you have pretty good cover like they do right now, that you need to try and start thinking about the other ground assets. That PPC is going to hurt, certainly, but I don't know, given the size of the map, I can't switch to asset spectator mode right now, but I haven't seen the Chevy in a while, so maybe they've already done that, sent the Chevrolet out and utilized its 130 kph speed to try and find the ground assets. Pap's thinking about trying to get some missiles on it. You can see that they've spread out a bit to focus the VTOL to have to pick a target. They have a large area that they can move down here in. Brask is still able to get around pretty well, and if this is, I don't believe that's one of the models with mask. But they are advancing a little bit. They're not staying in one spot. They're just moving up with the tree cover. There it is. Huh, the Chevy is actually very well protected in this grass. Combine it with the trees, and it's not going to really be able to do anything against the VTOL, but it certainly can move around well. Odd. Hmm. If they shoot down that VTOL, or if the VTOL is able to make a kill here before the ground action. Oh, okay, we have ground action now, okay. So it's going to come down to which team can make the most kills, because there's probably, well, there may be enough time for one side to wipe it out, but here we go, ground action. Hackers take down one, so if it ends in a tie, they'll have the tiebreaker. Django ended up over here somehow. Django is running, but I don't know if that's enough speed. The attackers are going to have to mount an attack here to try and even those numbers. They need at least 2 kills. But you can see their attacker's leader, Burner, has tried doing that and paid the price there. So this is probably enough to turn it around. Defenders are probably favored here. Down 3 assets. Of course, the VTOL's in the air, so they're only down 2, but let's see, the MK2 is taking some pretty heavy damage here. It's taking too much damage from that Moragud. Yep. Oh, excuse me, Pona. Well, 60 seconds for them to win by annihilation of the team, but okay, that could be an issue. Luckily, I think he's far enough away, it shouldn't be a problem.
User joined your channel.
Duelist.
Hi.
That match was complete bullshit.
Was Silvercraft still alive at the end of it?
Yes, why?